Hello. It's Appalachia Ranger here. I'm back with another build video for Fallout 76. I know it's been a while since my last one, but I now believe we've finally hit a peak build, especially for the new update what's come to Fallout 76, the Burning Springs. With the Burning Springs update, obviously there's been a difficulty spike, and there's been a lot of build adjustments. As you have seen on my previous build videos, I've mainly concentrated on blooded builds, and now I've finally moved over and now I am a full health build. I'm going to show you today my personal build and how to stay tanky and survive in Fallout 76. So let's get straight ahead. Um, FYI to start off with, I'll be timestamping the full video because I don't like wasting your time. If you just well look at the timestamps, look at the specials you need, the perk cards you need, without having to listen to me waffle on for the next 20 minutes or 30 minutes, I don't know. I'll timestamp everything. I know there's a lot of build videos out there at the moment that don't actually timestamp, but I really appreciate your time when you watch my videos, and I really don't want to have to waste your time listening to me and guessing where the special section is and the mutation section is. So let's get straight ahead. Let's go straight to the punch card machine. For this build, I've called it a full health tanky, and we're going to go straight to the specials first. Like I said, I'm going to timestamp everything, and let's start from the beginning. Let's see what specials you need. We're going to do a 12 in strength, a 10 in perception, 15 in endurance, 3 in charisma, 1 in intelligence, 10 in agility, and 5 in luck. I'll leave it on the screen for a moment just so you can have time when you're watching this video to put those numbers in. I'll leave you for 10 seconds to 20 seconds. Okay, I hope that was enough time for you to jot down the specials there. Now let's move on to the perk cards. The perk card section will be a more elongated section, so this will be, there'll be a lot of chit chat in this section, so I do apologise. So please do pause in this section of the timestamp and just pick the perk cards you need. So let's start from the top. For me personally, I like to have a lot of carry weight. I'm going to start with strength first. I like to have a lot of carry weight, and I like to feel comfortable. And I don't want to have to keep going back to the camp to scrap stuff. And I like to have my long expeditions out there. So first, we're going on for 2 strong back, gain more carry weight based on your strength. Traveling pharmacy, I carry a lot of meds and chems along the way just for the experience chems and stim packs and the radaway. So I like to reduce my weight of the chems as much as possible because I carry a ridiculous amount of chems. I'm sorry, but that is my personal preference. If you're willing to change that, feel free to change it. It's completely up to you. You might not carry as many chems as me, and you can change that card into something else. Maybe change it into Arms Keeper instead and have your weapons way less. Easy target. Because we're using ranged weapons on this build, like the Fixer, the V63 as well, any sort of ranged weapon, we want more damage and we want to really deal heavy damage. So we're going for easy target, 3 stars, plus 75 range damage to crippled targets, and that's heavy damage. Barbarian 1 star. Remember, this is a tanky build and a full health build. We don't want to die. We want to stay alive as long as possible. We want to be raid friendly and Burning Springs friendly. So Barbarian, gain damage resistance based on your strength, doubled when not wearing armour. That's just the quirky side of that perk card, but that's completely up to you. Scatter Shot. Again, we're going back into the damage realm. 20% of the damage dealt to a limb is applied to all limbs on your target. Big damage. That's what we're here for. We're here for the damage. Bandolier. Obviously, we'll be carrying a lot because I run the Fixer on this build. You don't have to. You can run whatever weapon you choose to run. Ballistic weapon ammo weighs 90% less. It's basically carrying free ammo and more carry weight for you. Blocker is important. Again, can't specify strong enough on this build. We want to resist damage at all costs. So take 45% less damage from your opponent's melee attacks. You will get a lot of melee attacks, especially in the Burning Springs, and especially when you are conducting raids as well, or anywhere really. Sometimes you get the pesty mongrels, what just boop, knock you out for 6 for no reason. It can happen. Next is Number Cruncher. Weapons have 2% increased damage per AP cost. We're trying to keep AP as high as possible on this, so more AP, more damage on your weapon. So that's Number Cruncher, and that's a 3-star card. Down Ranger, again, you do plus 20% range damage to your far enemies. So obviously we're using the Fixer. Fixer is a range, so the further away we are, the more damage we're doing to the enemy. Especially if we sometimes have to sneak in a situation, but we shouldn't always have to. Tormentor, you deal 20% more damage per crippled limb. Per crippled limb your target has. So we're going back to, if we go back to, that's damage. That marries up with Scattershot and Tormentor marry up together, so we're causing damage all the way around. Lots of heavy damage coming through. So it's a very nice card to have on. Tank Kill, your ranged weapons ignore 40% armor. You're just chewing through the enemies. Super mutants don't mean anything to you. Scorch Beasts don't mean anything to you. It's a great time. And especially with the Burning Springs update, there's a lot of the power armor people at the grunt hunts and at the head hunts as well. So this is also important to chew through that armor. Burning Springs has offered a lot of really weird difficulty spike, especially if your build is behind. Next is Concentrated Fire. I know FATS has been weird since the more recent update, so I try and keep Concentrated Fire on at all times to try and increase the FATS. I do use FATS on my build, and that's just my preference. I do like to use FATS. Refractor. Gain energy resistance based on your perception. My perception is at 15, so obviously we're getting lots of energy resistance on this. I love it. We want to stay alive. We don't want to die. We want to go through raids. We want to go through the Burning Springs. We want to be able to do our dailies with ease without having to worry about dying and overcompensating for lack of health, which I have been doing on the Blooded build. Awareness. Gain more FATS accuracy based on your perception. This is fantastic. I've maxed out my perception to 15. My FATS accuracy is all the way up now, meaning I can do clean criticals and clean damage. Great. Next, we're moving on to Endurance. Now again, Endurance will be about staying alive. Staying alive. So Ironclad, we're starting off with Ironclad 3 stars. Armor provides 25% more protection, double if you're wearing a matching set. You'll see what armor I'm wearing further on into the video. But yes, look, I'm wearing a matching set. Fantastic. Ironclad is the one to have. Iron Stomach, increased damage and energy resistance based on endurance while not diseased. Great card. It's only been discovered in the past year or so. Iron Stomach and disease resistance is fantastic. Again, if we don't have a disease and you have a symptomatic at your camp, to get the diseases off, you have increased damage and energy resistance. It's fantastic. Get these cards on your build today. It's needed. True Hiker. Because I am an overeaters build now and a full health build, I'll be carrying more food and drink. So True Hiker is a must. Please put it on. You'll be carrying a lot more food and water going forward on overeater builds and on a full health build. You want to reduce the amount of weight you are carrying because of the food and the drink. Bear with me, I'm still slightly ill at the moment, so if I sneeze, I apologise. Again, another disease card, First Quencher, increased max AP based on endurance while not diseased. There we go again. Great card. Great card. Maxing out the AP, more FATS damage, more time to run, more free space, more AP is what we want. Another disease card, Vaccinate, increased disease resistance based on endurance. Because my endurance is a 15, that is now maxed out. So we're going to avoid diseases at all costs. So we won't have to keep going back to symptomatic. So the First Quencher and the Iron Stomach are always working at all times. Only in weird situations where you are caught out in a bad situation, where you do catch the disease, I apologise. But look, disease resistance is all the way up. Now, because we're an overeaters build, if you are caught in a tricky situation and you can't really feed yourself in that moment in time, I put Rad Sponge on. Now, Rad Sponge is a weird one. I'm feeling like I want to keep it on, but this may change over time. But absorbs 20% of rads taken and restores 100 burst instead. So it's like a self-maintaining overeaters build. Especially in a irradiated situation, it's like you can stay more powerful because the 100 burst is still up, and this is going to marry up with more cards later, and the armor setup you're going to have as well. Fireproof, take 50% less damage from explosives and flame attack. Now, I'm feeling like I may take Rad Sponge off and put 3-star Fireproof on instead, because that goes up to 45%, so I'm even more tankier. This is just like a lazy man's card, and I don't always feel like you are with inside a situation where you are taking radiation as much as you are. Actually, let's change that on the build right now. Let's take that off, and we'll make us even more tankier. So we'll put Fireproof on right now. So look, 45% less damage from explosions attacks. We're even more tankier now. I apologise, we'll change that on the fly because I can rectify issues that I find with the build on the fly. And that's great with this build. So the next one, Radical. The greater your rads, the greater your strength. Max 5 plus 5 strength. So there we go. Look, more strength, more carry weight. Fantastic. That's what we want. Radical, great card. I don't often see Radical on a lot of people's build, but I like it because on my build, I like to have more carry weight. I don't like being over encumbered. I don't think anyone does. Starch genes, you'll never mutate from rads, and Radaway will never cure mutations. Remember, everyone's got mutations. Starch genes is an absolute must on all builds. Everyone uses it. Please use mutations. Please use starch genes. Rejuvenated, because we're a full health build, and we are an overeaters build. The benefits being well fed or hydrated are further increased, where you have less than 10% rads. Great card. You'll see what being fully fed does for you. I'll show you. You'll see. There you go, Fireproof 10. And that's your endurance. Charisma, short and sweet on Charisma. Strange in numbers, positive mutation effects are 25% stronger if teammates are mutated to. This is an absolute guarantee. This is also a must-do card, because mutations have a lot of benefits. Each attack makes your target take increased damage. Remember, we want to be a tank, but we also want to be a power driver who want to really damage people as much as possible and take out enemies as quick as possible. Next is intelligence. I only put 6 in intelligence, but that's because of the legendary perk cards. You'll see why that is the case. I have field surgeon, stimpaks and radaways heal 6% faster, because you want to try and stay at full health as much as possible. We want to have those stimpaks work as quick as possible, so we're not messing around. Science, increase energy damage based on your intelligence. We do run a V6-3 laser rifle as well. Fantastic rifle. It's been put back in the game properly now after the Milepole Zero was taken out, so you can just literally buy this gun for caps now. I do recommend you go and get it. It is inside the Burning Springs main location. There will be a video guide for that coming up in the next couple of days. I am going to try and push a lot of videos out on Fallout 76 next couple of days, so I'll show you the perks of having the V6-3. And because I'll be carrying the energy weapon ammo for that, I want my energy weapon ammo to weigh 9% less. Great. Now next, the most important part, everybody knows this, Gunslinger and Gorilla have become the GOAT cards to have on any Fallout 76 build now. Onslaught, onslaught, onslaught. Onslaught means damage, damage, damage. So the first one we grab on is Gunslinger Master. Gain onslaught stacks over time and spend them on attacks, plus 10 max stacks. Next, Gunslinger Expert. Plus 1 range weak spot damage per onslaught stack. The higher you stack, the higher the damage. Now we're moving on to Gorilla. You do 20% range damage to close enemies. The closer you are, the more damage. Plus 1 reload speed per onslaught stack, plus 3 stacks, so you're quicker. Shooting quick, boom, 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 at all times. You just quicker, quicker, quicker at all times. It's pew, pew, pew through everybody. Plus 5, Gorilla Master, sorry, plus 5 range damage to close enemies per onslaught stack, plus 5 max stacks. Next, I have Packing Light. Your action points regenerate faster while not over encumbered. This is why we like to have the heavy carry weight feature because I like to not be over encumbered, and I do like my action points because I do use fats on this build. It's not necessary, but when you do need to use fats to do your criticals, here we go. Your action points are going to regenerate faster. Now, I put this on because I used to carry around Action Boy or Action Girl. Action Boy and Action Girl at max rank give you 45% action point regen, but we took that off because we want the damage with the gorilla perks and the gunslinger perks. So that's why I've compensated and put packing light on, so I still have that action point regen going quicker these days. That's fantastic. Evasive, I like to avoid damage, so obviously a chance to evade attacks based on your agility. And at 15, and in no power armor, because this is a no power armor build, boom, there we go. Evasive, we're avoiding damage. Next, because I am a fat build, semi, you don't have to be. You're free to change it as much as you want. I just want to show you how tanky this build is. I have Grim Reaper's Sprint. Any kills in fats restores action points based on your luck. Brilliant perk card. Kills means your fats action points go back up. Great card. I encourage you to have Grim Reaper's Sprint. Next, better criticals. Again, can't say it more. Fats criticals now do plus 100% damage. Better critical damage, quicker to kill, quicker you're out of bad situation. Fantastic card. Ricochet, we're avoiding damage. Gain a chance to deflect range attacks based on luck. We have it at 10, so it's extremely high. So ricochet that damage back, people. Class 3, the negative effect of mutations are reduced by 75 because we are mutations on this build and everybody is mutations. I don't care what anyone says. Everybody has mutations in Fallout 76, trust me, you'll find them. The negative effects of mutation are reduced by 75%, so you're not having the downside of being mutated there anymore. It's great, perfect. Jump shield. Gain resistance based on your luck and amount of jump shield. Now, what's never really been explained about jump shield is how jump shield actually works. You only need to carry a set amount of junk, and that's 100. So what I do, I carry 100 pieces of coal, so I get the jump shield effect, and just lock it. Lock it inside your Pip-Boy, so that you never lose it unless you die, and then pick it back up, and you never accidentally put it back into the scrap box. And that's how you get the maximum jump shield resistance and max tanky effect of this build going forward on jump shield. So as you can see now, this is all the perk cards I'm running. I think you've had more than enough time to sort of look through stuff. One mistake I did make, I didn't show you legendary perks, so we'll whack them on right now for you. So there we go. And this is my legendary cards. I'm just going to scout through these really slowly for you. I'm going to take this one off because I want to show you the damage I do. This that I just have the Master Unlocker on when I'm playing for free. I'm just playing for fun. So we'll start from the top. I've got I've got luck, legendary luck maxed out. I've got legendary agility maxed out. Legendary intelligence maxed out. Legendary perception maxed out. And now let's do the only one we really need to talk about is taking one for the team. Enemies take 40% more damage when they attack you if you are on a team, meaning we are dealing more damage at all times. That's what we love. And then legendary strength. I'm going to whiz through these again so you've got time to look through them. I apologise that the legendary perks are a bit mixed up here and there, but there we go. Obviously I'm going to timestamp so you can go back on that one. And I'll leave you be so you can look through. Okay, let's come out of that. And that is everything to do with the perk card system. Everything. I'm just going to leave that for another moment for you to look through. And there we go. So that's the full health tanky build, everyone. Let's go through what I run. Let's jump on my Pip-Boy. Let's go to stats and look at our stats. Look. Wait. Let me just get my... Let me just set some... Let's go... Let's be fully fed so we can really appreciate this build for what it is. There we go. So we're maxed out there now. Let's look at our damage resistance. Look at the damage. Look at the stats. Look at the stats, everyone. Ballistic damage, 691. poison resistance 37, explosive fire resistance 75, energy resistance 743, and 450 on the radiation resistance. Fantastic, and we're fully fed right now. So let's look at the effects we have on. It's ignored company T. Let's look at the mutations. This will be the mutations part, and this is the mutations I am running. Obviously, I'll let you read along as we're going through it and see what I'm running on this tanky build. And I'll leave it here for a moment for you. Enjoy. Read along. Just slowly going back up on the mutations right now so you have enough time to go through. And that is your mutations, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you can see mutations are fairly easy to get. You can even get it from the White Springs bunker. And as you can see here, the perk cards, perk card effects in play right now. So I'll leave them on screen so you can see what sort of damage and what sort of effects you are getting from having these perk cards on. Next we go and move over to what it's like to be fully hydrated and fully fed, and the perks of being that. Oh, fully hydrated. There we go. And that is the effects of the perk cards there for you, everyone. Right. So let's move on to the armour we are going to be using on this build. The armour is sort of incomplete. I'm still looking for a few things at the moment. I'd like to get Rangers 4-star on all this armour, but where we have the armour right now is fantastic and I'm very happy with it, and it's still really tanky. We're running an Overeaters build. Union paint, that's completely up to you, whatever you paint you have, but it's Secret Service armour, the best armour in Fallout 76, and you can get that for gold bullion or at Minerva's sale periodically. So let's have a look. And if you find any video on YouTube where to get Secret Service armour, you don't really need my assistance on that. So let's start off with the chest piece for armour in Fallout 76. We're running Secret Service Overeaters, increased damage reduction up to +6 as you fill your 101st meters, currently +6 because we are fully fed. The second star we have on here is plus 25 fire resistance. We want to be fireproof, the damage resistance. Adamantine on my third star, I may change that over time. That's just for plus 15 limb damage resistance, and obviously I have the deep pocketed for the extra carry weight. Next we will go on to the left arm, same again, Secret Service, Overeaters. I've got fireproof on the second star, ammo weight reduction by 20% on the third, and the +3 carry weight on that. Couple of teething issues here, but they will change over time, but it's perfectly fine. We go look for those 4-star, especially for the Ranger. And let's go to the left leg. We have increased damage again on the Overeaters. This time we have the poisonous on, we want to avoid poison resistance. We have the food, drink and chem weights reduction by 20%, so we are really like reducing the carry weight down for all the things we will be carrying on this build. Obviously I'll go through this armour again in a moment, but it's up to you what you have as your second and third star depending on the bulkiness, but I would recommend keeping the fireproof and the poisonous on, but the 3-star, completely up to you. 4-star, I recommend Ranger. So let's go to the right arm. Again, overeaters. We've got glutton. Hunger and thirst grow 10 times slower. I don't want to keep maintaining my hunger and thirst all the time. I want to try and reduce that as much as possible so I'm not using as much. So there we go. Hunger and thirst grows 10 times slower. I do recommend that, having that on at least one of your armor pieces. Same, Arms Keeper, I'm happy with Arms Keeper. Weapon weights reduced by 20%. I don't have Perk Card on, so I'm going to slam it onto the equipment instead. Much better. Frees up space. Next, I've got Overeaters, +2 on the strength from the second star. That's completely random. I am looking for a fireproof or a poisoner on that over time. I've got a junk weight items reduced by 20% as well, because obviously we'll be carrying junk for the junk shield resistance. So I've got that on to reduce the junk weight as well, so we can still carry more. So there you go. That is the armor I'm currently running on this build. I'll run back through quietly for you now so you can enjoy. Right guys, let's go to the weapons we'll be running on this build. So the weapon, I've got it's called Blooded Fixer, but it's actually a Furious Fixer. I should change that. Blooded Meta, this is really, really old one. See, on this build we have the +5 damage per onslaught stack. We'll be running 30 stack on the Furious and the Onslaught. I have chosen Rapid for the second star, weapon speed to pew 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 as quick as possible. And we have the +15 reload speed for quicker reload, quicker efficiency, and to just get through the targets as quick as possible. For my 4-star, I have Polished. I like Polished. It's not pinpoint, but I like Polished. The greater the equipped item condition, +100%. The greater the damage, up to 60%. More damage, better. I'm running a powerful automatic mod receiver, a true long barrel, and a line stock, a swift magazine, and a reflex sight circle, and a suppressor. Obviously on this build this is a sneak gun as well, so if you are sneaking you are going to do some real clean damage on the sneak, especially on this build. I'll keep that on for a second. There we go, and let's get the big boy out. The beautiful Furious Irradiated V6-3 laser carbine introduced in the Milepost Zero. It was actually fairly difficult to get at the time, but it's not anymore. It's really simple now. I love this gun. I love this paint. So again, Onslaught, but I have Projectiles Explode for +20 damage as well, and I have it as a 3-star Intelligence. Just for extra intelligence on top, you never know. When a target is burning on the 4-star, deal with +50% damage. I do need to take that off. Pyromaniacs on this is pointless at this point, so it is a bit weird. We can do more damage on this, but it is an adjustment that I'll do over time. That is the weapons section of this video. Just a reminder, I have the overclock capacitor and a stabilized stock on there. I'll keep that on for a second for you to enjoy. It's not perfect, but it will be perfect in time. It's more about the build. Right, that is, guys, that's everything. I think right now, we need to go and test this build out so I can show you the beauty of this build. So let's get ourselves fed and hydrated, and you know something, let's go to the Burning Springs and let's go and do ourselves a beautiful grunt hunt that's been introduced into the Burning Springs, just to test this build out so I can prove to you where we are up to and why we are now tanky and why this is a great build to run around on, and I want you all to enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, or is there anything you'd really, really like to change in this build, please tell me. Tell me what I should change in this build, or what would be better for me. Please let me know. Especially with modifications, anything, just let me know.
Lots of new.
Anything you need at all, Mac has you covered.
Business.
Right, let's go and get ourselves a grunt
Unless
hunter.
you've got business.
There's a
keep on
jewel. I
walking.
love you, jewel. Right. We're gonna run the fixer on this build. Let's see where that grunt hunter's spawned. Find volatile outlaw. Let's go and test this build out, guys. Let's see how tanky we really are. Remember, guys, please use the timestamps in the video if you don't want to listen to me blabber on for the whole video. I understand I do blabber on, but I am quite passionate about this game. I've been playing this game for a really long time. But there we go. Use timestamps. Use this. This is a great, beautiful tanky build. You won't die. You're going to enjoy it. Look at that. Wow, we've got a turf war out here. Huge turf war. Take the damage. Like I said, stim packs work so much quicker, so you do feel like you're in a small pinch. Well, you're not really. There goes that critical damage. Standing in the face of two terrors of the wasteland. We're not dying. We're loving it. We're loving it. We are pure tanks. There we go. Pew. Wow. Don't you love it? Inside the Burning Springs. Let's go and find our volatile outlaw. Where are you? There you go. We're just loving life. We're finding all the damage from the enemies. Nothing's going wrong. This is what we want. This is the Burning Springs. This is the great build for the Burning Springs. There we go, guys. That is a grunt hunt done and dusted there. Did we die? Did you feel the stress of that? We faced a turf war just over there with a Deathclaw and, well, the turtle's name that I cannot pronounce. We took out a volatile outlaw. I feel great. It's a great build. We're out here. We're loving the system. And, you know, guys, if you love it too, please let me know. But remember, if you don't like this build, or you want me to change it in some way, shape or form, please let me know. Remember, this video will be fully timestamped, and by the time this video is uploaded, I hope you're enjoying your day, and I hope you're enjoying the Christmas season. I hope to bring out more build videos in the future, because my previous ones are now all out of date. But yeah, I've moved over to a full health build. Bye bye Blooded, I'm really sad. I did play with you for 4 or 5 years, but it is what it is. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you at the next one. Thank you.